What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. And we are back here for another one as I'm joined as always by the homie Martin. And Martin, good sir, I said it in the chat. I'll stand by it. Anyone who implies or says Tua was a problem for the Miami Dolphins in week 7, they're lying and they don't know ball. And that's just straight facts because, I didn't really go into this film expecting much. And I came away very impressed. That interception shouldn't have stood. It was at minimum, it was a hold, a defensive holding. At most, it was a straight up defensive PI because though it was underthrown, Mostert had a chance to come back and make a play on that ball, and he was clearly impeded.
Right.
So we'll go over all that tonight. How are you feeling after watching the film, after Sunday night in general, 5-2, and the news coming out today, Martin, that thanks to Liam Eichenberg, Isaiah Wynn is now on the IR. We warned them that someone was going to get hurt. We warned them.
IR for how long?
The minimum he can come back. The soonest he can come back for is after the Jets game or after the Jets game.
And it's something we got to deal with. Again, injuries are part of the game, but you don't want it to be inflicted on friendly fire. What I mean, as far as mental hiccups and things like that. But we'll get into that play a little later on into the film. Because early into the film.
When me and you talked about that play and talked about what caused that play, and it was Eichenberg getting a little jittery and snapping the ball. There's a play about 7 plays later where where Tua makes a nice throw on I believe it's anyways. Tua makes a nice throw on the play, and we'll talk about it. But you see the exact scenario and the exact signal that Hunt was supposed to give and how everyone was supposed to respond to it, including Eichenberg. Like you see them using the silent count later on, and you see how they're supposed to execute the silent count multiple times later on. You know what I mean? So you see the issue, then the evidence comes clear after that for the naked eye or the person that isn't trained to look for it. There's an instance where it's blatant, and you'll see what we're talking about, and where you can point the finger at Eichenberg. And we listen, we're not even trying to be funny. We warned everyone remember I noticed that he almost got we already knew that he got Armstead hurt, but remember in that same game where I pointed out how he almost got the whole right side of the line hurt?
Right. Right. I remember.
He got a shot at everyone on the line. Because who's stepping in? Because let's have this conversation. Who's stepping in for you? Because I'm gonna keep it 110% right now. I don't know where he is coming off a sprained MCL, but I got to get Robert Jones into game shape because I think he's our best spot at guard. I'm not lying. I know we saw last year in this system. Year 2 in this system, I think Robert Jones is our best shot at a backup guard, not Eichenberg and not Lester Cotton. I think Lester Cotton had to play in that situation, Martin, because Robert Jones wasn't ready to go in and take on and Lester Cotton full up to game speed. We've seen him come in before, right? So
it could be a conditioning issue.
Yeah, exactly. So what are your thoughts on this now? Wynn's gone to IR, and do you agree with me? Robert Jones has got to be the play here. And hey, I was already out ahead of it a couple weeks ago, Martin. Have I not been saying we need interior linebacker, interior defensive line, and we need a guard who can play center?
Yeah. Everything down the middle of the field where the ball lies.
Here we are.
Outside of quarterback. We need a lot of tweaking. But as far as the game is concerned, man, obviously it's a tough way to lose. The biggest story coming out right now is were the referees in on the fix. I'm not too sure if we're ever going to get any valid proof of that, just because I don't think the NFL necessarily wants that type of thing to come out if it is true. And moving past the referees, though, the overall game, if you ask me, It was one of those games where I was appreciative for the Miami Dolphins maintaining the standard, because that's all I ever want to see out of the Dolphins. There's a new turn of a leaf when it comes to what we anticipate and what we want to see on a game by game basis. And what we saw against the Buffalo Bills was not the standard, which is why we got beat by such a significant margin. But coming into this game, I just wanted to see the standard. Win or lose, I wanted to see the standard, and I just saw it on offense, on defense. Defense was getting stopped, they were getting turnovers. Offense was moving the football when they started, clicking on offense. Um, the only thing I would say is we just have to be better at coaching. That was the number one thing that kind of stood out in this game. Situational football. Again, we can say what we want as far as Tyreek Hill's drop that would have led to a touchdown if he would have caught the football. That eventually led to the no call face mask by the Eagles defensive back. I'm still a little perplexed that Mike McDaniel didn't go for a field goal in that particular situation. Only because we drove the football, we're that close. This is a tight game. Get your points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are the type of standard things I want to see, because when you watch the Patriots game early on,
They take the
the
points.
Patriots were just taking what the Bills gave them, like just chewing up every little piece and bit of it, and they eventually led to their win. So I'm just saying, like, things like that you have to maintain,
especially
but
when you're going against the refs as it is too. You know what I mean?
especially when you got the refs kind of leaning one way when it comes to the calls. But in the case with Tua, man, the guy. I mean, we're going to see it on the film. The guy played one of his better games considering the circumstances. On the road, prime time game, the whole left half of your offensive line is out. The running game is being shut down, which he plays very well off of when they're going. Tyreek uncharacteristically out of his element when it comes to clutch catches. Jalen Waddle, he has back issues, running in and out of the lineup huddle. I think Tua played a better game than what people will give him credit for based off of the stat line and in the final result of the points scored. So go ahead. Bro.
We can talk offensively about how that tush push is going to get banned, and I want to get your thoughts on it because I think it's because they lift Jalen Hurts. That's why I think. But anyways, before we do that, to the film and what we saw, there's another banned play they were using. Jalen Carter used it actually pretty effectively, and we'll get into it in the film. Do you remember Deacon Jones?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Deacon Jones head slap? Yeah. Do you remember the Deacon Jones head slap? Did you see the play where he came in and that's what he did before he took off Lester Cotton's helmet? He did the Deacon Jones head slap, and then he got his hand up under Lester Cotton's helmet and ripped it off.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like that's literally a banned play, and then boom, right in the side of the head, like he hits him hard. I don't know. Do you know what the play I'm talking about? Did you notice it?
Yeah. Where Lester Cotton was yelling at the referee when Tua got sacked. By the way, bro, he's like, "What are y'all blind?"
The logo, bro. Like he just popped him in the logo, bro. Like just boom. And then he gets his other hand up under the face mask and drives it up and off. And I'm like, there's literally a banned play and a foul. Like there's a banned play and a foul in the same play.
Like, it was a horrific miss by the referee because you have line judges, you have back judges, you have umpires, you have all types of referees that look for certain things in certain aspects of the game, whether it be trench warfare, one-on-ones with wide receivers, DBs. If somebody always has to watch the quarterback. So for them to miss that in particular, it's like, there's some fishy going on. So yeah, it was a bad play by Jalen Carter, but more specifically the referees for missing that. So
yeah. Knight says Tua and Tyreek can only be so special. I can't be mad at one drop and the other being a horse collar. I'm scared of the O-line right now. Listen, that's what I don't think enough people are talking about how blatant of a penalty that was on Tyreek. We're always talking about the Mostert DPI or hold, and we're talking about the blatant face mask DPI on Cedric. That was a blatant DPI when you slow down the film on Tyreek over the middle of the field, too. Like, that was a horse collar, like Knight said. I mean, that was clear as day. We rarely ever see Tyreek call for a flag, and he was right when he was calling for a flag there. That was a legitimate penalty. I mean, there and what's crazy is those three non-DPIs, they all happened. It all happened within like eight like 8 or 10 plays. All three of those things happened within like an 8-10 play span. Right? You know what I mean? Like, that's what's crazy about it. Like, those three non-DPIs, when you actually break it down, those non-DPI calls are in like an 8 to 10 play span, I believe it was. Like, it's crazy when you actually look at it. And I'm talking about offensive plays. I'm not including what the Eagles did in between their drive, right? You know what I'm talking about, like, in general, right? So, I don't know. And I just, hey, man, it is what it is. Any thoughts before we get into this?
Nah.
Remember, did you see when they threw a flag when we called the timeout? Did you see that when we even called the timeout? Flag. Like, it even came up on the screen and said flag. I was like,
when we called the timeout,
when we called one of our timeouts, they threw a flag
because it was running down on play
I
clock,
don't know, but it was just natural. It just seemed like it was just natural for them at this point just to
Oh
call.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm
You're like,
saying?
all
Like,
right, another one. We got
and I'll
another
tell
one,
you
guys.
one thing. I don't think there's going to be a full-blown investigation on these referees, but I will tell all you
Nah.
quietly, Brad Allen's crew, including Dwayne Height or whatever you pronounce his name, the NCAA the guy who was a former NCAA referee that was suspended. His crew was suspended from reffing the officiating the 2016-2017 ACC championship game, I believe it was. And they were banned from they were because of unethical officiating and questionable calls and stuff like that. I don't know how this guy gets promoted, but I'll tell you right now, the NFL, you know what they're going to quietly do? These guys aren't going to sniff a playoff game, at least this year. They won't sniff a playoff game. I will be shocked if they are out there after this.
And reason, you know what kind of came to me one time when I was thinking about, like, why would the refs be so biased in this game? Did you hear Mike McDaniel's mic'd up in the previous game against the Panthers? And he was having a discussion with the referees, and the referees were telling him, like, yeah, we couldn't run that play. We had to hold off, make sure these guys were set, and da da da. And Mike McDaniel was like, whoa, wait. Are we taking, personal responsibility? Like I'm paraphrasing, but along the lines of, wait a minute, so you guys are telling me you're doing your job? Like I don't know if people caught that as a real good joke or just an insult when it comes to referees. And then they come in this game and like, oh, so you're a funny guy, huh? You're a funny guy, huh? Here, take these. So I don't know, man. The complete malpractice from this week was pretty tough, man. It was rough to watch, but
I'm going to tell you this much. You ever heard of Vision Source?
Vision Source, nah.
It's an optical retail franchise. It has like 3,000 locations. I'm going to tell you this much. I'm sending all of them on that whole crew to Vision Source tomorrow.
LASIK eye surgery.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real quick. Man. It's not even close. Let's be honest ourselves. Anyways, all right, let's get into this film because we got a lot to go over. And hey, man, listen. I went in with lower expectations, and I came away telling people even yesterday, man, watch this game. Come tomorrow night and watch what Tua does, because Tua had himself quietly a really good game, I thought, against the Philadelphia Eagles, who, by the way, had an absolute Beautiful throwback set. Oh my god.
I love those Kelly Greens, man.
Oh man, they're just
I
beautiful.
love
I
watching
wish we
those,
were.
man.
How were we not wearing our throwback whites? You know,
I was I was thinking, I was like, man, why don't we just bring out the throwbacks from the '80s, man? You know, when Marino played and stuff. Real life. I would
McDaniel
love to
said.
watch.
McDaniel said, "Oh, you're taking accountability. I'm effing shocked."
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
all right. So here's the first play. It's 3-0 Eagles. After they get a field goal on the opening drive, it's 1st and 15 as Miami starts their opening drive with a delay of game. Now, there's a lot of people, hey, that play was scripted, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And I get it. That's a very valid concern, but I think with the crowd noise and there might have been a change we didn't know about or hear about. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Mhm.
know why to explain this. When you got a lot of motion, you got to run. You got to get that call in there, and I can't sit here and excuse it because it should be
Mhm.
scripted. And unless you're going off script and looking for something else, I don't know what the deal is. But
Mhm.
John C says, "Reason, please help me understand all this throwing to a spot. All these people keep people talking about. All QBs throw to a spot unless the wide receiver is running a comeback or a hook. Love the show." John C,
Mhm.
my friend, appreciate the donation. What I'll say to you is, I'll say if you want the best explanation, go watch my interview. Search Finside the NFL and JT O'Sullivan or QB School. I literally asked him about the spot throwing narrative. Me and Martin have absolutely destroyed people who have come in here and talk about the spot throwing narrative. So I'll say my piece and I'll let Martin follow up. You will not make it anywhere in the NFL if you're not a spot thrower. You have to throw to spots. You're taught to throw to spots even as a young kid growing up. That's what anticipation is. I mean,
Mhm.
you're throwing to a spot. That's why receivers have to run their routes and they have to do their job. They just can't go out there and do willy-nilly and play backyard ball because that's just how the game is played. So you listen, if you don't know how to throw to spots, if you aren't good at throwing to spots, you're not going to be in the NFL for very long, or you're going to struggle at the next level. We
Mhm.
saw Josh Rosen couldn't throw to spots. He would make his late reads late and
Right.
make the throws late. And what would happen? Pick city, baby. That's what,
Mhm.
unless you got a cannon of an arm, you can't afford those late reads. So Tua
Exactly.
is,
Mhm.
but so when people call Tua Tagovailoa a spot thrower, that is actually a massive compliment. And I'll go even further. Tua Tagovailoa is one of the best spot throwers in the NFL, and that's what makes him so special. Like I don't people that's a superpower. That's not like
Yeah.
you. We show y'all how many times do you see Tua throwing into a triangle or a box coverage look in an area of the field and the receiver's not even in the frame, and then all of a sudden bam, the receiver comes in frame, it's perfectly in stride, and they can do whatever they want to do with the ball after the catch. That's a spot throw. That's a spot
It's
throw. That's anticipation. That's processing. I'm processing the defense and what I'm seeing. I know what my guys are doing, and I know what spots and what areas in the defense are going to be open. So I know what spots my route concepts are rolling through and where I can throw. That's basically breaking it down a little bit. But go ahead, Martin. Go ahead.
mhm. Yeah. It's almost like the saying, and I'm not trying to be too vulgar here, but
Yeah.
it's almost like the saying where um uh maybe it's culturally, but white women that kind of um look at their own butts and be like, oh, my butt's too big.
Bro, you couldn't find a
And
better
I'm like, are you kidding me?
you couldn't find a better analogy than that. What are you talking
like
about,
like
man?
like it's one of those things where you see them like, oh my god, I have to lose weight. And it's like, what? Wait, but you're in like
Uh
you're in
you're
excellent
talking about
shape right now.
you're talking about you can say that about women in general. When women in
Yeah,
general are in
yeah,
great shape, oh, I gotta go on a diet. Oh, I gotta do this. And
yeah,
they look like
yeah.
phenomenal. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's really just overkill. But I'll tell you what, like how you just said,
Yeah.
Tua might be at this moment in time the best spot thrower in the NFL. And spot throw is kind of a shade, but when you really think about it, he's the most anticipatory thrower because again, there's certain routes that are eliminated once you have diagnosed what coverage you're watching. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the footwork, the posture, the timing, the release point. Tua has pretty much he's a machine right now, and he's getting the football into locations only where the wide receiver can get it. And again, the more we keep harping on he's a spot thrower, that's a bad thing. It's like, nah, man, it's really not. It's really actually one of the that's actually what separates Tom Brady from a lot of these guys, Peyton Manning from these guys, Drew Brees from these guys. They were all spot anticipatory, only where the receiver can get it type of throwers. And Tua is evolving into one of the better players in that category. So it's foolish to harp on that in particular. But I understand, anything we can comment about that's what we do. But for the most part, Tua is just fine with his spot throwing. Yeah, it's all good with me.
And it's a good thing to be a spot thrower. It's not a negative. That's
right.
The biggest takeaway here. I mean, what do you think? What do you think Tom Brady was?
Every quarterback, Brett. Look,
again, what did JT O'Sullivan? How long was JT O'Sullivan in the NFL for? Right, JT O'Sullivan came up on my show and said, if you aren't a spot if you can't throw to spots, you will not be in the NFL for very long.
Right. It's as simple as that. You're not going to see everything perfectly, clearly. Sometimes you have to trust that your wide receiver will be exactly where he's scheduled to be. And if you can put that ball exactly where it needs to be, not too high, not too low, not too far in front of him, Tua does that as good as anybody in this league. And you have to my fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish it.
I'm just saying, like you have to compliment him on that, not criticize. It's
and
just
we see a perfect example of the whole trusting where guys are going to be on the Waddle throw. Look at there's two dynamics to that throw on that deep out. Everyone was blaming the congestion of the route concepts, but if you actually go back and watch the play, Mostert was rerouted into that area. He was jammed off the line and rerouted, lost his balance and rerouted into that area. If he would have thrown to Mostert and just trusted, he wouldn't have been there. But because he threw to Waddle and he trusted where Waddle was going to be at his spot, he was there, completion, etc. You had two different dynamics on one play to one side. People are placing the blame wrongly on that too. They're placing on the play design when if you watch it, there's clearly Raheem Mostert got rerouted. Anyways, let's get into this. So 3-0 Eagles after they get a field goal. So you got Tua in the pistol. It's 1st and 15 because of the delay of game. 1-by-2 receivers set 11 personnel. Eagles in cover 6, 4-2. Waddle's going to motion at the snap. It's going to be a forward toss on the jet sweep. It gains 8 off the left edge right there. Not much to it. You know what I didn't notice, man? A lot of quarters. A lot of quarters from them. A lot of cover 4. You know what I mean?
I saw a lot of quarters in quarters 6 and Tampa 2. Yeah. When necessary with N'Kobe Dean. So.
All right. So 2nd and 7. After that Waddle play, Tua out of the pistol, strong right. 1-by-1 receiver set, 12 personnel for Miami. Cover 6 looks again for Philly here, 4-2. Somebody's going to motion. They're going to fake the run. And then Tyreek gets passed off by the safety, and boom, right there. Again, when you bring this back here, watch Tyreek at the top of your screen. Slay's going to pass him off to the safety on the deep dig, who's backpedaling. And he really doesn't do a good job of taking the man, and Tua drives to throw absolutely on the money in the middle of the box coverage towards the left side. Gain of 15.
The hell of a spot throw.
Yeah, again.
Hell of a spot throw.
Because watch. If people watch, look at what he's throwing into. All right, boom. Okay, ball's out. Look at watch what's going to develop where the ball is going to go. So the ball is coming out right now. Tyreek's breaking at the eagle, middle of the eagle. Look at that. That's basically, it turns into almost a box coverage by the end of it. And the ball comes to the 50. So look at
a perfect throw.
Tyreek was at the middle of the eagle, and look at where he is, where he makes the catch. That's a spot throw. That's a perfect throw. That's a beautiful thing.
No, it's this is one of those plays where you kind of see again the maturity of Tua. He understands NFL windows, and it closes quickly. and any throw later or any throw earlier, it would have been a bad play. So look,
Ball's
man,
coming.
perfect timing,
Look at that.
perfect
Look.
aim.
Right into the box.
Perfect
Right into
fire.
the middle of the box. Right into the middle of the box.
hmm
Woo! Come on, man.
Big time.
Love it.
Big time throw.
All right, 2nd and 15 after a Mozart rush attempt loses 5 yards, 2 in the gun. Mozart to his left. Ingold and Barrows split out wide left. Smythe and Hill tight to the right. 21 personnel for Miami. Cover 4 for the Eagles. Hill's going to over motion. Tua's going to look off the Barrios digs. He seems to assume Ingold's in route underneath will pull his defender with him and create a one-on-one for Tyreek off the shoot route, but it doesn't. Hill's going to go out of bounds for no gain.
No, there's nothing we can really do here. I thought that Ingold coming out of his break would have. I thought he could have been more explosive.
I think
You
he
know what I
thought he was,
mean?
but I think he was going to draw the defender with that, right? And he didn't,
That,
right?
but that's what I mean. If he's more explosive with that route, maybe he draws the defender.
Yeah.
But again, it looked like a kind of a lackadaisical route by Ingold. Maybe he's coached to do that, but I would
Yeah.
prefer him to be more explosive out of that route to give Tua more options. Just in case he wants to make that throw to you. So just a side note.
All right, so this is where Liam is going to cause Wynn's injury here.
Sheesh.
It's 3rd and 15, 2 in the gun. Moser to his left, 2 receivers stacked to the left off of Smythe's motion inside. 2 split to the right, 11 personnel for Miami, quarters for Philly here. 2 is going to take the snap in the middle of the pocket, just absolute collapses, and he throws it away in Mosert's direction to avoid taking a sack. Miami's going to be forced to punt. Look at it, when you get to the God view, you're really going to see it here. Watch
Yeah.
Robert Hunt, and we'll keep this in your mind right here because you're going to see this later on in a couple plays. That's why I want y'all to remember this. Watch Robert Hunt. You know, it looks like before he gives the signal to Liam Eichenberg, Eichenberg's going to snap the ball. It's going to catch Hunt and everyone off guard. And watch, that is off of the left shoulder of Isaiah Wynn, off the left hip, left shoulder. You know who that is lined up over that B gap. That's Mr. Jalen Carter right there. And he absolutely dominates here. Let me know when Wilkins can do this. Let me know.
That's a beast right there, man.
Good God.
But to be fair,
he's also off guard. He's caught off guard. He doesn't expect the ball.
100%.
Right? 100%. He's watching out of his peripheral vision. He's watching Hunt. You know what I mean? And the snap comes and he's caught off guard. But still, even the fact whether you're caught off guard or not, the fact that a man can do that to you is just, he just took his soul.
No, he's powerful. Jalen Carter is powerful, but this is a major mind hiccup by Liam, where you know when it comes to away games what the cadence is. It's almost always going to be a silent count. So for him to react off of Tua's leg reaction, that wasn't for Liam Eichenberg to react off of. That was for Robert Hunt to do that. And you can see from right tackle all the way to left tackle,
everyone's off guard.
Is surprised. What's going on? And Tua didn't necessarily panic, but he was caught off guard as well a little bit and just got the ball out to protect the football. So just a bad play, just a bad play, man. But that also actually indicates how important the timing and rhythm is with the offensive line.
Yeah, but we knew this. We already knew between those guys. We learned this in Liam Eichenberg's first start. And we learned right away what the deal was. I'm just sorry. All right, 1st and 10, Philadelphia 23-yard line after Chubb and Phillips forced a Jalen Hurts fumble that Wilkins recovered. You got 2 in the gun here. Moser to his right, 1x2 receiver look with Tyreek motioning from the right to the left side in that wingback look. 12 personnel for Miami, quarters again for the Eagles. 2 is going to fake the handoff and run the no look flip they ran successfully early in the season with Achane, and Hill's only 3 off the right edge.
That was nasty.
But it ain't the same.
I like the hand
on Achane, baby.
I like how they use the hand trickery there.
Ooh.
That was a little. That had some sauce on it, man.
Every time I see Tua, I think smooth operator.
That's the season man that be having his elbow and wrist kind of bent and
Oh,
just
oh my
they
god,
call that, man. But
he's a
he's saucy right there, man. I love seeing that.
I
Great
love
play
it.
design.
I live for it. All
Mm-hmm.
right, I call this a Tua dime, and Finn fans blame the wrong guy.
Mm.
3rd and 9 after a Mozart run loses 2 of the 3 yards they gained, 2 in the gun, empty backfield, 3-by-2 receiver set, cover 2 press for Philly here. All right, there's absolutely nothing when Tua gets to the drop back. Let's freeze it. Check it and get to the top of your drop. Boom. Like, okay, what is there? Like that, and he's already identified it. He's already releasing it. Like,
Yep.
my
Mm-hmm.
God, it's impressive. Like, you look at that and you're like, where's he going with this football? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I love it. Anyways, we'll play it again. So Mostert, I want everyone to watch Mostert in the right slot. What's gonna happen is he's gonna, I believe it's is it Zach Cunningham? Someone's gonna jam him and reroute him. Watch it. I'm telling you that if the route concepts weren't congested, watch the reroute. He loses his balance and ends up in the area. But either way,
Mm-hmm.
Tua is gonna drop a freaking dime in the middle of the congestion for a 16-yard gain. And on that deep out route. Oh my God, watch this. Watch the jam and watch it. Watch, ready? Jam. And look at, see,
Mm-hmm.
he's pushed into that area. That's what happened. It wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
route. You see him, and you'll see in the God view, he loses balance. But watch Mozart. Watch 52, which is Zach Cunningham. Watch 52 drop back and jam. It's Tampa 2 look, right? They drop into Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And look at, jammed it, right? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So people are trying to blame the route congestion here in the design, but it's the jam, the Tampa drop, and then boom. See, that's what screwed it up. Was he got
Mm-hmm.
rerouted? He got rerouted.
And
So anyway,
and
what a
Moser has to
throw!
be stronger in his route to get through that. By the way,
But he's a
so it
running
does.
back too, right? Like, what do we
He
expect?
he is, but he has bragged about his receiving skills and
Yeah,
how he
yeah,
wants more reps at wide receiver. So here you go,
yeah.
and this is why you don't get reps at wide receiver. But
You're
but
right,
ultimately,
because Zach Cunningham wouldn't have been able to touch Devin A. Chan. He'd been like, "Not today, son," and he would have kept going.
great point,
Right?
great point.
Yeah. What a
And
throw! What a
not to
throw!
make it
Yeah.
was incredible as far as the timing and the anticipation, but not to make this too controversial, but
Don't do
when
it.
I make this comparison, what I remember someone talking about Joe Montana, right?
Okay.
And how Joe Montana used to see frames of how the play should develop
Yeah.
offensively and just purely read the defensive coverage and get the ball out to spots, in certain spaces on the field. And it'll be just a perfect you couldn't hand the football off better. And Tua he reminds me of that type of quarterback where he can feel that this route is about to come open because of what they're showing you on defense, and he gets the ball out with just
Well,
you
and
know
watch
mm,
watch Slay. Watch Slay by Moser getting
mm,
rerouted. Watch Slay's hesitation. Watch. Rerouted. Look at, see, he's got his head still
mm,
turned. So that causes
mm,
the window to open too. He ID'd
mm,
that. That's a big ID right there, bro.
that helps. Yeah. So yeah, man, he plays it like that, man. And I'm not calling him Joe Montana. I'm not calling him any other
I
Hall of
already
Fame
say it.
quarterback,
You know what?
but
I'll say it then. I'll say it for you. He throws with better anticipation. He has a stronger arm. He's a quicker processor, and he's a better athlete than Drew Brees. So I don't want to hear that comparison. I'm sorry. And where I think you're seeing right now, and I'm not talking about the accolades. I'm not
right.
talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about what I'm seeing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I am seeing the prime Brady traits. What are they? The traits I've been talking about since everyone was fawning over Justin Herbert, and I told everyone this kid has them. Just surround him with better personnel. It's high level efficiency, high level accuracy, and a high level football IQ. And in a sense, that's literally what we were just talking about when highlighting this play, and me and you both gushing over him. The three
Mm-hmm.
things I just mentioned encompass what we just saw on that play. That's what
Mm-hmm.
the Patriots built a 20-year dynasty off of, and just like the running game will not go away, pocket quarterbacks will never die who can do those type of things. They just won't, because those spots are always going to open up in the football field. Those throws are always going to be there to be made if you have the anticipatory skills, and Tua does. And what we're seeing every year, the growth is, you're also seeing them. It's not about grasping playbooks. We are now at a level where there's not a lot you can throw at the NFL level that Tua can't handle. I mean, if you think about it,
defensively,
the hardest thing that he got thrown at, not the hardest thing, but the most confusing thing that no one had seen was everything Bill Belichick was trying, and he diced it to hell. Right? Like, people are going to, he actually had a good game this game. When you look at the passes he was making and some of the throws he was making, the interception shouldn't have stood. We should have been in a position to score another touchdown. Like, when you actually put it into like a whole and add the context to the situation, Tua Tagovailoa was really good on Sunday, and Tua Tagovailoa, still, I'm coming away saying he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. So, and I'm not talking about I'm talking about play-wise, efficiency-wise. It's Tua Tagovailoa right now.
How he's operating the offense, how the offense operates through him.
Yeah. Because he was the furthest thing from our problem on this. That's all I got to say. Right. So.
Right.
Anyways, all right. So there you go. Look at, you can't drop into Tampa 2, after showing blatant cover 2 press on us. We gonna kill you, baby. Let's go. All right. So 2nd and goal after Mostert run loses yardage, albeit only 1 yard this time. 2 in the gun. Mostert to his right. It's a 1-by-1 receiver look. It's like a cover 3 red zone look for Philly here. Ingles gonna motion off the right, and Tua's gonna fake the handoff to Mostert. Reddick comes free, bearing down on Tua, who hits Hill on the drag. He does a little too much for my liking, bro.
I know. I know.
This isn't Dance Dance Revolution. Go north south, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I still like how smooth Tua just got rid of the football. Again, I'm not seeing no more panic from this guy anymore, man, which is a big plus. It's a big bonus for me when you don't have a quarterback that panics in the face of that type of pressure.
Tyreek's trying to get yards, or trying to salsa with the guy? What was happening
there, he's doing too much. As soon as he catches the football and the guys around you, and you have that, you get the man. Just go north and south, man. Get every piece you can. You know.
All right. Play 8, 3rd and goal from the 12 now, when they originally got down to the 6. 2 in the gun, Mostert to his right, who will motion out, turn the 2-by-1 look into more of a 2-by-2 look here. It's going to be cover 4 for the Eagles. Watch this throw. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen. Tua's going to split the safeties with an absolute dime on the in route to Tyreek Hill for the touchdown. But instead of having the lead, though, this play is nullified by suspect referee Dwayne Height calling a hold on Lester Cotton, who took down Josh Sweat after getting off Jalen Carter here. David Long, remember, the same thing you're going to see Lester Cotton do right here, David Long had done to him by Eagles right guard Tua Opeta, but he got no call. So
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, right there, right? Listen, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. I'm not lying. I'm not saying that ain't a penalty. But David Long had this exact same thing happen to him by the right guard, Tua Opeta, and they did nothing. Nothing. So I'm going to say, if you're going to call it here, you better call it for them, and they didn't. Yeah,
be fair with it. And truthfully, when it comes to the blocking scheme on that play too, this is why when you see Lester Cotton, you can tell, he just needs more reps to understand how to block a stunt, because right there, like you just don't. When you see a guy cross your face, you just don't try to grab him. You try to get your full extension of your base in front of him to impede him, not necessarily panic and reach for him. You know what I mean? So more reps, more muscle memory, and he'll get better with that if and when the time comes. So, but hell of a throw by Tua, man, big time play on 3rd down.
And I want to reiterate, I'm not saying it wasn't a hold. I'm saying Tua Opeta did the same thing for them on David Long, and they didn't call it. So if you're not
No
going to
flag.
call it one way, don't call it the other way. And if you're going to call it on us, call it on them. That's all I'm saying. All right, 3rd and goal now from the 22. Dolphins push back to the 22 instead of taking that 7-3 lead on the penalty. 2 in the gun. Mostert to his right, 3-by-1 receiver set here. 21 personnel. Mostert's going to motion out right. Eagles cover 4 again. 2 is going to throw the out to Tyreek off target, and it's incomplete. And man, I was yelling at the TV. You had Smythe all day.
Yeah.
And he might not get you the first down, my friend, but he's going to give you a shot. He's going to give you, make it an easier day for Jason Sanders. And he took the tougher throw that didn't even have a lot to offer after the catch. That's the thing too. What were you thinking? He's gonna make like a whole side. He didn't. I don't like that decision.
Me either. This is always something I try to coach it to even my young quarterback. When it comes to the first quarter, of course you have favorite players that you like to get the football to, but in the first quarter, it's not about you just read the defense. Everything is about reading the defense in the first quarter. Yeah. When you get into the habit of reading defense, make that your top priority, eventually it'll become second nature throughout the game. And then you can begin leaning towards which guy do you want to start feeding more. So that's what he needs to kind of get used to, reading the defense first early on in the games, and then starting to dish out whoever he wants to, or whoever has a high hand, things like that.
So the Dolphins settle for a field goal to tie the game 3-3. Now it's 10-3 after Philadelphia responds to Miami's field goal with a Goddard touchdown that Eli Apple took the worst angle ever on. 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard Ahmed run. 2 in the pistol power right look. You got 2 receivers stacked to the right. You got 1 split to the left as Miami is in a 21 personnel. Cover 4 for the Eagles. Hill's going to motion. 2 is going to fake the handoff, speed up his operations, and hit Tyreek back shoulder for 6 yards. Keeps his feet inbounds. Look at Bradbury cheating, trying to get there. I thought Tua didn't have the arm to make this throw when someone cheats. What a throw by Tua Tagovailoa, man. On the dot, back shoulder.
Yep. I remember watching that live, and I was like, oh, my goodness. You know what I mean? Fingernails, man.
Oh.
That's how you get it done, man.
That's what I see. I see that, bro. Hey? That's Bradbury's the body boy. That's what I say, baby. Let's go. I love it. Oh, man. All right. So, play 11 now. 3rd and 3. 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left. 1-by-2 receiver set for Miami. 11 personnel. It's a cover 2 look, pre-snap, press look, pre-snap. Bears going to motion to the left, then back to the right. 2 is going to target him on the quick hitch. Again, you see them buck drop the linebackers a little bit there, right? Into Tampa 2. And Tua targets that quick hitch out, but it's to his outside shoulder, and that extra DB is in the coverage area. And he's in that area due to Tyreek's, it's like a slant or an option route. It looks like he's running. Honestly, I don't know how this is in the DPI because Slay totally impedes Berrios from even attempting to come back to that ball.
He got there early.
Where's the DPI? This is the 4th one, okay? We got the one on Tyreek, the one on Mostert, and the one on Cedric later. But this is the first non-DPI where you're like, where's the call? What is this? Like Martin said, Slay bails and gets there before the ball. He bails on Tyreek, gets there before the ball. Where's the flag? Look at even Tyreek's PI.
Right. And you see both the referees at the bottom of the screen with the incomplete wave hands.
And even if you call it illegal contact, that's a 5-yard penalty. That's a first down.
100%.
Like, where's the call, man? And they were getting everything soft.
Yeah.
Right? These guys are softer than a hand that's been soaking in palm olive. Unbelievable.
Good protection.
Unbelievable.
No call. Yeah. And Berrios is pissed, right?
Yeah, and so is Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, what the hell? What is going on out here?
Dolphins had to punt. Unbelievable now.
Mm,
And now it's 17-3. Now we
that's
get the
wild.
ball back. Now we got the ball back, and it's 17-3 after Hurts scores on the tush push. That'll be banned next year.
Mm,
Like there's people that are even claim to be Dolphin fans that also claim to know football, and they're sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm not going to get banned." Look at they're trying to use the example of pre-snap and motion at the snap without understanding these. If you're not tethered to the freaking line of scrimmage, you can motion at the snap and you can
right,
pre-snap motion. What are y'all taught? Learn the game. All right,
right.
you're trying. That's not the same comparison. You got people actually lifting Hurts up. It's like a version of pulling, but you're pushing.
Mm,
Like
which is illegal.
they're lifting him up off his feet, bro. Like that is going to get banned off that alone. I'm telling you. Anyways, people. So now 17-3. 2 in the gun, 2 receivers stacked to the left. Mostert's going to motion horizontally to stack behind Smythe on the right. Hill's going to be in that wingback look to the left. 21 personnel, quarters for the Eagles. They're going to shift to cover 3, though. Hill's going to motion out left. It's going to be a screen to him for 4 yards out of that wingback. And boom.
Decent game. And sometimes he does look a little tired, a little worn out because he runs all the time.
Yeah.
He is going full speed all the time. So normally when it comes to those type of plays, when he's at full strength, I expect e-breaker and then shake one guy and then put on the Jets. But he just got whatever he could.
Okay, watch Robert Hunt right now, everyone. Do you see Robert Hunt's body turned? Okay, this is a disgusting throw by Tua Tagovailoa, but this is also the silent count we were talking about. Now you're going to see it better when we get to the God view from the goalpost view. But this is what we were talking about earlier that Liam screwed up and that Wynn got hurt on. You're going to see the order of operations from Robert Hunt. You can watch it now, but you'll see it better when we go through either way. Right now it's 3rd and 18 after a trick play leads to Cedric Wilson getting sacked. And that's followed by a false start by Lester Cotton. 2 is in the gun, 3 wide receivers to the left with a stack out wide. 2 wide receivers stacked to the right, empty backfield. We got cover 4 for the Eagles here. 2 is going to drop an absolute dime to Cedric Wilson Jr. on the deep out from between the inside hashes, showcasing how his anticipation, placement, and accuracy supersedes any big arm. Bro, absolutely huge by Tua here to bail out the offense. And good on Cedric Wilson for making up for the blown up trick play here. You know what I mean? So good stuff. Look at that throw. Boom.
Yeah, bro. That's where did Tua throw that football, by the way?
He threw it in between the hashes from like the 9.
Damn.
Right. Well,
like
the
10-yard line.
Yeah, 10. And
so
it goes
to,
and it goes to about the 49.
Like the 50.
Yeah, 49-50. Yeah.
So that's like obviously vertically that's like a 40-yard pass, but technically
I think it was yeah.
Yeah, that's a big time throw, man.
I think air distance it traveled like 43 yards. I think air distance was. Absolute dime.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll come back to
it
if you want to comment on that, we'll come back to it. I want to show everyone here. Okay, so now everyone watch Hunt. See the right guard here? Watch Hunt. Watch. There you go. See? There you go. There's your whole order of operations, man.
Yeah. Hey, and more specifically than Hunt, watch Liam. Liam's not looking under his head prior to Tua's foot. Before he was looking under, waiting for Tua's signal. Yeah. So it's that simple. It's that simple as far as to correct that type of situation. But what a throw, what a catch, man. My goodness.
Lord.
Big time. 3rd and 18. Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
Oh my God.
Big time play.
Put on your big boy.
Big time play. And let's be real too. When we get in those situations, we all get a little nervous because we're not so much that Tua can't make those throws, but we're anticipating what is the protection going to look like to get those 3 to 4 seconds to make those throws down the field. And sometimes, we just don't know what we're going to get. So when we got that one, I was like, yeah, Yeah, big time.
There's a random Anton in the chat says they're an Eagles fan. They're talking about the Darius Slade. No, that is a DPI. You can make contact. You can't impede a receiver. You can't get there before the ball and then impede a receiver from being able to make a play on the ball. It don't matter if it's 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 1 yard. You can make
He
contact
might.
when they're trying to get vertical on their stem. You can get a little handsy in that 5 yard, but you cannot impede them from getting over to making a play on the football. That's a defensive pass interference.
He from his perspective, he might be arguing that Darius Slay was trying to make a play on the football, which is what would be a no call. But in all seriousness, what Reason is saying is 100% true. If you're trying to make a play on the football, but you completely impede the wide receiver from making a play on the football as well, that's a PI. That's a pass interference, or at the very least illegal contact by the defensive player, but which was a no call. So it was a penalty, man. They didn't call it. So,
and we're not going over defensive film here because it's Tua, but I mean, and yeah, we had some false starts, 110%. Y'all had some false starts that weren't called as well, especially on your tackles.
oh, for sure.
Your left tackle Malata,
Jordan Mailata, yeah.
Mailata, yeah. He had a few of them off the rip. So it is what it is. We're just looking at like blatant stuff. Like that's the stuff we're pointing out right now. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about ticky-tacky stuff. You know, so what a big throw though. God damn. Anyways, play 14, 1st and 10 at the midfield now. 2 in the gun. Jeff Wilson Jr. to his right. 2-by-1 receiver set. 11 personnel. Quarter look for Philly here. 2 is going to hit Barris on the quick out. And although Jeff Wilson comes open on the whip route, as does Cedric on the post. Watch this. Thank God Tua got rid of that. Do you see how quickly Cedric, did you see how quickly? Thank God he got it. My God. Did you see how quickly Hassan Reddick was in that backfield? I mean, he had options if he held the ball. He had Jeff Wilson's going to come open on the whip. Cedric comes open on the post. But watch this. Watch off that right edge. Watch how quickly Hassan gets in there if that ball ain't out. Yeah, you're taking that hit and from the blind side, man. There's a few times. I think Austin Jackson was struggling with Hassan Reddick a few times this game. Hassan Reddick's quietly become one of the better pass rushers in the league. He's so explosive on his get off, and he was stealing the edge and run support. And you see this. I mean, look at his get off and how quick he's around. Look at whoop. Like, wow. Thank God Tua quick triggered that, bro. Yeah, it is. It's not on Austin Jackson. That's just tough. That's tough, man.
So sometimes you're bound to lose those matchups when a guy just has that in his bag. You know what I mean? That bend right there at the last second. Unreal. Come on, bro. That's Von Miller type stuff
too, eh?
Oh, for sure. But that's what you're gonna get from Barrios straight up, man. When you give him the football, but this is a big play. Again, this is still a 2-minute offense, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you want positive players in 2-minute offense. Point blank period. Get the ball out. Tua did exactly what he needs to do.
All right, 2nd and 3, 2 in the gun. Jeff Wilson Jr. to his right. He'll split out to the left. 2 receivers stacked to the right. 11 personnel for Miami. Quarters for Philly here. Bears going to motion onto the left. Hill's going to find a soft spot in the coverage zone on the dig. Tua saw it first, putting the ball in the money. But once again, there's not much after the catch for Tyreek. They did a pretty good job of containing him and collapsing to him after the catch. 15-yard gain and 1st down nonetheless. But it was noticeable how they were trying to contain and keep everything inside and not let it get outside. And it worked for a little bit. Look at the collapse. Look at how many Eagles are around him right now.
Yeah,
What do you expect them to do? You know what I mean?
That's the priority. And again, you see Nakobe Dean right there with the immediate buck drop because they already know the Miami Dolphins are trying to get the football in the middle of the field. So they're going to collapse on that every time.
And I agree with you, Greg. So hey, listen, if the referees called it right down the middle, even with our injuries, this is a winnable game. We had a chance of winning this game. If we got the calls we should have got, we got a good chance of winning this game. 2 in the gun, Jeff Wilson Jr. to his left. You got a 1-by-3 receiver set, 11 personnel for Miami. Eagles are going to drop to cover 3 here. 2 is going to hit Wilson Jr. on the quick out of the backfield, 4-yard gain. Again, thank God for the quick processing and trigger. You see Reddick almost got there again. Watch Reddick again. Watch 7 off your left side of your screen here. Watch him just boom put right. Just
But that's still a pretty decent
stuns him with
block
the
by
punch.
Austin, though.
It is, but he stunned him a little bit with the punch. Boom, and
Yeah,
then gets off him and comes back around.
yeah, yeah, man.
Held him
It's
just
still
enough.
a
Held him. Hey, Justin did just enough for Tua to get the ball out. I ain't hating.
yeah. And
I'm just saying, lucky. I just keep saying, thank God for Tua's quick processing and quick trigger, because
for sure,
you're seeing situations where he can't afford to hold the ball for even 3 seconds. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So, 2nd and 6, 2 in the gun. Jeff Wilson Jr. to his left. He'll split out. To the left as well. 2 receivers stacked out to the right. 11 personnel. Cover 3 on this play for the Eagles. Watch this. Tua's gonna pump, but he's gonna take the sack. Nolan Smith is gonna come free off that edge instead of Lamb picking him up, because he ID'd the second. If you watch Lamb here, watch Lamb. Lamb's on your right side. He's the left tackle. He's gonna ID the second level blitzer and work inside, so you really can't hate on him. Loss of 2 yards, forces Miami to use a timeout. And this is where it is. Check this out. Now, we explain that. Everyone now watch the green shoes over the left shoulder of Wynn, basically nosing over the B gap. 98. That's, over Lester Cotton, sorry. That's Jalen Carter, okay? Watch this. He's going to do a play that's banned. It's called the Deacon Jones head slap. And then he's going to drive up. He's going to get under the face mask of Lester Cotton and drive it up and off his face. Watch this. And neither one was called. The head slap should be called, and the face mask should be called. Neither are called. Watch. Head slap. And then he drives up. You see that?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, man? No.
Yeah. No call. Hey, and you know what, man? As mad as I want to be about the no call, shout out to Jalen Carter for watching the great. You know what I mean? Deacon Jones, Reggie White. You know what I mean? They do those type of things. So, he's paying homage for all we know. But that is illegal, man. You're not supposed to do that, man. And
either one, the way you started or finished the play, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Again, watch. Jalen Carter is going to give the Deacon Jones head slap, boom, right there, and then he drives up and drips the face mask and rips the helmet off. No call on either one.
No call.
You got a personal foul on the head slap, and then you got a penalty for the face mask. Neither infraction called. That's literally, and I want people to realize, guys, that head slap is like it's banned. Like we were talking about how the push is, how they're gonna ban the tush push. That head slap is a banned play. It's not just illegal, ladies and gentlemen. It's banned in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he might get fined. He might get fined for that, later this week. But
and everyone knows that I'm the biggest Jalen Carter fan. He was the best player in the draft. Everyone knows I love Jalen Carter, but I'm still being objective here. That's like banned play, then illegal play. Which one do you want to call him for?
Nothing. 0 penalties.
Like, that's ridiculous. And they have 0 penalties. How many penalties? Are we already 4 penalties deep now?
Nah, more than that, man.
My Lord.
More than that.
This guy's actually getting mugged in the trenches. It's the only thing Jalen Carter didn't pull out was a gun or a knife. He did everything else. He took the man's wallet. All right, play 18. Tua to Tyreek. That equals money here.
He got mugged.
Yeah, he got mugged. That's what I was talking about. He got mugged. He did everything but pull out a gun. So 3rd and 8, 2 in the gun. Moser to his right. 1 by 2 receiver set, 11 personnel for Miami. It's a cover 6 2-4 look for Philadelphia here. Moser's going to motion out horizontally in the backfield to the right. If you watch Tyreek at the top here. Oh my God. Okay, watch Tyreek. I'll explain to you and then watch it happen in live action. Tyreek is going to delay his release off the line, fake a jab to the outside, and explode vertically off the inside leverage given by Bradbury on the go route. Terrell Edmonds, who's high up just above the 15, in between the 16 and the 15 to the left side, He's gonna bite up too high, so Tyreek's gonna split them, and Tua's gonna drop the dime for 6. Yo, honestly, I think this is one of the plays that sent Terrell Edmonds out of Philly. I'm not even lying. Watch. Now watch it in full mo. Jab, delay jab, boom. Look at that. And look how easily he splits it because Terrell doesn't play it properly. Right? That's terrible.
Did he get injured on that play?
No. He's
Edmonds.
in the game later. Oh, no, he's in the game later. No, he's in the game later.
You say he got sent out of Philly?
He got traded. They traded for Kevin Byard.
Damn, I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah, they traded.
That happened
today? Yesterday.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is the play that got him sent out of Philly.
Yeah, I might be working too hard, bro. I ain't even want to hear that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, they traded for Byard. I think this is what got him sent out of. Look at this. Watch how badly he plays it. Look at plays it terrible.
And that was a straight dusting right there, man.
Well, and look at Tua. I mean, sorry, look at Tyreek. Watch Tyreek.
Yeah.
Watch. Delay. Watch. Ready? Delay. Jab step gone. Look at that. Whoa. That is a disgusting release, bro. Like, what the hell? That's the one thing I will say he's got noticeably better at this year, right? His releases are way better. I know he's working with Nick Hicks, but he's also working, I know he's working with Waddle's guy. I know he's he works with everyone. That was a dime, eh? Like just an absolute Tua. I call this play Tua plus Tyreek equals money. This simple math, baby.
Raindrops. Old school. Bro, that was perfect.
Raindrops keep falling on Tyreek's head.
and shout out to the timing though, because look, Jalen Carter kind of beat out Liam Eichenberg on that play a little bit, just off the ball. And man, if Tua keeps the same rhythm, same timing, I don't think we would necessarily have to worry too much about the offensive line. You still need them to block, but I think Tua will make up for that.
All right, so Miami's just so explosive, man. Even when you know it's coming, you still can't stop it. It's crazy. Tua and Tyreek, just a special combo right now. 17-10. After that, Miami would end the half with a Jalen Phillips sack, and now we're on to the start of the third quarter. 2nd and 8 on Miami's opening drive to start the second half after a 2-yard Mostert run, 2 under center. Mostert's the single back, 1-by-1 receiver set, 12 personnel for Miami. Again, that pre-snap cover 2 look for Philly. And Tua is going to, you see right there, he's going to fake the toss. And he's just going to step into that throw. Look at that nice drive he gets there to Tyreek on the dig, who, again, can't make a ton happen after the catch in space. They're doing a good job of double teaming and collapsing right to the area, right? Like they were very disciplined on Tyreek.
Well coached.
Yeah.
Well coached.
Yeah.
And I like to give right?
Isn't that
I was just about to say that.
Sean Desai is one of Fangio's proteges for all of you don't know.
And he was a candidate of who we would like to potentially interview for the defensive coordinator position prior to us going after Fangio. But it's just well coached defense, man. They know exactly where Tyreek is lined up. They have a feeling of what the route's gonna be. And they're just coached to swarm, So,
yeah.
Hey, man, but still, big play by the Dolphins. Great.
Yeah, man, 17-yard gain, man. So now 1st and 10 after back-to-back Mostert runs, 1 for 7 and 1 for 5 yards. Tua in the gun. Ahmed to his right, 1-by-1 receiver set, 21 personnel for Miami. Cover 6-4-2 for the Eagles. Right, look at this. Tua takes Ahmed, who looks like he's going to block and then leak out onto the flat route for no gain. Bro, I'm done with this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at the space if he making one man miss. And that man's already starting to dive, right?
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I think I could tackle Ahmed in the open field. Right? And the thing is, too, you wasted it on him because look at the leak out to the left. Look at the options you got on the left. Look at the options you got to your open side, and we wasted it on Ahmed. It's not Devin A-Chain, it's Ahmed. With this guy couldn't. Man, this guy he can't make nothing miss. It's unbelievable.
I still think it's a good choice by Tua, but it's just where was Jeff Wilson?
It's the wrong choice because it's the wrong guy.
Where is Jeff Wilson on this?
Come on. I don't get the fascination with this kid. I really don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I get it. You were there when you got him with Shanahan and San Fran, but why are we keeping this up? 2 in the gun, Ahmed to his right, 2 receivers stacked out to the left. Hill in that wing back look to the left there as well. 1 receiver split out wide right, cover 3 for the Eagles. 2 is going to hit Hill on the screen to the left side. He's going to get to the outside, pick up a first down, or so we thought, as disgraced NCAA referee Dwayne Height strikes again with a phantom hold call on Julian Hill to nullify another big Tyreek play. Watch this. Watch 89. I want everyone to watch Julian Hill. You tell me where the hold is. Where's the hold? Where's the hold? Come on.
Great block, man. That's a great block.
This is the softest. We got guys using Deacon Jones hand slaps that are banned, followed up by face masks, by illegal face masks, and yet we're calling this ticky-tacky bullshit. Make this one make sense. You can't tell me the NCAA referee who was banned, him and his crew were banned from reffing the NCAA ACC championship game, 2017 ACC championship game, and who lives 65 miles north of Philadelphia, who Brad Allen, the head official of the crew, literally is on TV asking him, are you sure, after that soft call on Christian Wilkins? Can't tell me the fix was in, wasn't to a certain extent, bro. And we all know the mob is heavy in Philly, so I ain't even gonna put that past them, man. You know what I'm saying?
We real mob guys. We real mob tired.
Oh, Jesus Lord.
Hey, but I'll say, you know, when it comes to blocking like that, why are we throwing flags on wide receivers that are blocking? You want to see guys blocking in the NFL, man. You don't want to see guys.
Yeah, but just be consistent. Be consistent with it, bro. There's no consistency to what you're calling. That's
I agree.
It's all over the place, and it's all on top of it being all over the place. It's one-sided.
But regardless, if I'm a referee, I want to see guys blocking like that. You know, be aggressive, man. You know, bad call,
soft call.
You know what I mean? Soft.
SAWFT, soft.
Soft.
2nd and 19, 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left, 1 by 3 receiver set, 11 personnel for Miami, quarters for Philly. Ahmed motions out left. 2 is going to throw a freaking laser to the left side, targeting Ahmed, which is the right read and throw, but either it's a tad too high or Ahmed mistimed it.
Yeah.
Either way, whole shot was there.
It was, and I will say I think Tua may have. Obviously, the ball choice was running back oriented, because normally you want to put that right on his chest, but he knows the receiver he's throwing to. If that was going to be the case, considering that you need that whole shot throw, I probably would have came down one more level and jumped the ball off to the underneath receiver that was available for him. But he made up his mind. He gave him an opportunity. Just didn't come down with it.
And Terrell Edmonds made the play.
Traded, though.
How does that feel, Ahmed? Terrell Edmonds' one play in the game before he got traded was against you. 3rd and 19, 2 in the gun. Moser to his right, 2 receivers. Now you are going to see 2 receivers stacked tight to the left. 2 receivers split out wide right, 11 personnel. It's a 3 high safety umbrella shell for Philly here. Again, you see that? They're going with that 3 high safety look that Belichick was throwing. Barrett's going to motion.
Exactly.
Yeah, Barrett's going to motion from the left to the right on the orbit motion. 2 is going to pump off Barrios, come back to Mostert on the design screen, but watch as Eichenberg and Cotton are absolutely useless in space. Dolphins punt. Mike, are you serious? Did you watch it? Come on, man. You got one guy. You got Cotton running off the field for Gatorade because he ain't sure looking for someone to block. And I don't know what the hell Eichenberg's doing. Look at this jog looking. Oh, this is great. Look at this. What?
That might be on Mike McDaniel, because obviously our greatest strength in that type of screenplay is Robert Hunt and Austin Jackson. So I thought it was just a bad play call altogether as far as the side is concerned. Yeah. But great hustle by Philadelphia, though, man. They got through it, and again, poor effort by our guys.
All right, 17-10 after the Eagles punt as well. 1st and 10 after Mostert rushes for 21 yards and then 15 yards to get the Dolphins down to Philly's 28. 2 in the gun. Mostert to his right, 2 by 2 receivers, set 12 personnel for Miami. Eagles in cover 6-4-2. 2 is going to take Tyreek on the quick out for a 5-yard gain. Man, I will say you got Cedric potentially on that skinny post, but you can't hit that sideline shot to Julian Hill. I'm looking at you, Martin, because of Bradbury. I don't think he liked where Bradbury was. That's why he looked it off.
That might have been the case. And again, when you're this close into scoring range, everything is about inching closer and closer to getting to that end zone. So I don't mind the decision. Obviously, there was more options, but Tua made the best choice.
Guys, over 300 of you in the room, please do us a favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We've had over 120 subscribers in the last 24 hours, so let's keep it rolling. Please continue to smash the like button and subscribe. Appreciate all of y'all for supporting the channel. 3rd and 3 after a 2-yard Ahmed run. As for some reason, Mostert, who has got it going on this drive, is rotated out. I didn't like it at the time. Didn't like it when I watched the film. I still don't like it. 2 in the gun because Ahmed was giving you nothing to this point. Ahmed to his left, 2 receivers stacked to the left, various motions to the right side, where Cedric Wilson Jr. is already split out wide right. 2-4, cover 6 for the Eagles here. 2 is going to hit Tyreek right in the hands on the slant. He would have taken that in for the end zone for 6, but he bobbles it. Absolutely brutal. And this is why, I think you got to have that. It kind of reminds me of the drop in that December game against Buffalo, how crucial this was. I feel like this team would have responded better to an offensive touchdown than the defense going out there rather than, get the pick 6 and then go back out there defense. Finish this play, man.
Agree. I believe if Tyreek Hill finishes that towards his touchdown, the defense potentially gets a 3 and out, and then we get the ball back and then do something else. You know what I mean? But as soon as Philly made that mistake with the pick 6, they responded, immediately, and that was just based off of circumstance and situation. So missed opportunity right there for us.
And I don't like why are you taking Mostert out when he's getting it going with a 21-yard and a 15-yard run on this drive? You decide to rotate him out. I don't like that.
That too.
Miami decides to go for it on 4th and 3 instead of taking the 3 points to make it 17-13. 2 in the gun, empty backfield. Trips right with Cedric Wilson motioning to the left side where Smythe is in the slot. Cover 2 press for the Eagles, but they'll shift to cover 1 look. 2 is going to try the back shoulder on the comeback route to Wilson Jr., but Bradbury is going to grab Wilson Jr.'s face mask for a clear DPI right in front of the ref that isn't called and should have taken Miami down to the 5-yard line. Unbelievable. I mean, Dolphins turn it over on downs instead, and I mean, what are we saying here? Just like blatant.
It was a no call. I'm still.
Look at his head. Look at his head turned. Look where the ball is. The ball's in the air halfway there, and look at Wilson's head being turned by the and the ref is looking right at it. And look at the ref. Look at the ref.
Incomplete.
Right by the Eagles.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Incomplete.
Look at this guy. Looks like he's focused on the donut he's about to eat at halftime rather than calling the game.
Look, man. I get it. That was a bad no call. It should have been, at the very least a 15-yard penalty half the distance. But regardless, man, Mike McDaniel, we're right here. The score is close, 17-10. Kick the field goal and get your points, man, because you never know when it's not. You never know what you're gonna need in games like this, man. This is a good opponent. Get your points, man. Stay in the game.
Yeah, agreed. All right. So it is 24-17 after the Jerome Baker pick 6 is answered by an 8-play, 75-yard drive by the Eagles that was finished off with an A.J. Brown touchdown. 1st and 10, Tua in the pistol. 2 receivers stacked to the right, 12 personnel for Miami. Cover 4 for the Eagles, who rotates like a cloud 1-3 look. Great catch here by Waddle on the dig route as Tua rifles the ball a little behind him, and he still manages to snag it, 14-yard gain. We harp on it for the concentration catches, and then he makes those type of catches. You're like, what?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. That and we just got to take Waddle as is. What was that right there, by the way, as far as the offensive line? What happened? Who did what? Who was wrong? Was that Eichenberg starting too quickly again? Look at it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like he kind of leaned up.
Yeah.
Nobody was ready.
The pull was late. Yeah. Everything was late. Yeah, everyone was late. Yeah, not the first motion. I'm talking about watch Hunt pull. He's laid off of it, and everything's late.
Yeah, it was mess. That was mess.
Sorry, Cotton. It's Lesser Cotton that pulls. My bad. I apologize. It's Hunt. 66 to 68. Yeah, I keep getting it screwed up. See?
Yeah. That was a sloppy play. Yeah. And I think that's what affected Tua's throw, which was a little behind Jalen Waddle because it was sloppy all around from the snap. But hey, made the play.
2nd and 12 now. It's going to get sloppier. After a 3-yard Moser run is followed up by a false start on Austin Jackson. 2 in the pistol, trips left, 1 receiver to the right, 11 personnel, cover 6 for Philly, but they'll shift to a cover 1 look. 2 is going to hit Tyreek on the slant over the middle. And this is where, watch Tyreek, guys. He's clearly held and interfered with, and again, there's no call. Receivers are getting mugged, and nothing from the referees. Right there, he's got his back. He's pulling his horse, calling him, and there's actually a pitcher. Right? And you see him calling for the play. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up too. Go ahead, Martin. Say what you got to say.
Yeah, ultimately, there was at the very least a defensive holding call that should have resulted in an automatic first down, 5-yard penalty. But let's give Tyreek Hill some criticism too, because the ball went right through his hand. That's one part of this play. Tua put the ball exactly in a spot where Tyreek can make a play on it, and it went right through his hands. Now, mind you, he was probably expecting a penalty, which might have led to
here's a close-up. There's a close-up. That's a close-up. That's a close-up of what he was horse collar before the ball got there. So I want everyone to see the close-up of the actual penalty, because I know it was happening in fast time and it's far away, but that's so you can see the actual penalty.
Yeah. He was feeling that more so than concentrating on the football. But obviously, expecting a penalty, you still want to play through that. You know what I mean? You're one of the best receivers in the league. Obviously, you're expecting a
the left hand right here. You can't even see the left hand here because it's still coming down from his back.
Right. That's a PI, of course. That's a PI. But the ball went through his hands. Yeah. When you see it, so he has to make those plays regardless.
All right, 3rd and 12 after another non-call on the DPI. Right?
Yes.
How many DPI calls are we into right now? We've got Barrios DPI. Yeah. So what are we two? What are we 2 DPIs in right now?
Well,
more than DPIs.
2 or 3.
2 or 3 DPI alone, just DPIs. All right, so 3rd and 12 now. 2 in the gun. Achman to his right. 1 wide receiver split to the right. 2 receivers stacked in the left slot, and he'll split out wide left, but he'll motion. Cover 6, 2-4 here. 2 is going to hit Waddle over the middle for the dig and a first down with the 12-yard pickup. Boom, right there underneath the coverage. Love it. Keep it moving.
That's the clockwork that you work with anytime you got these guys on the same page. Everything's about rhythm and timing. Good protection. That's an easy throw, easy read for Tua to see if you're gonna give him that.
For sure. 1st and 10 from Philly's 45 after the Waddle catch. 2 in the pistol strong right with 2 receivers stacked to the left, 12 personnel. Cover 3 for the Eagles. Cedric Wilson, he's going to motion to the right and then back out to the left. 2 is going to fake the handoff, bootleg to his open side to the left, and he's going to make a great off-platform throw, back shoulder to Cedric Wilson here, right? Boom! Look at that. 19 yards off Martin's favorite wheel route. Great concentration catch and ability to keep the feet in here by Cedric. I think it's just a beautiful play all around, man. Look at this.
I love the confidence for Tua to make that throw, man.
Yeah, he caught the
I love
DB
seeing
playing the
that.
body, not the ball, eh?
Right, right.
And Cedric adjusted, and good on Cedric for adjusting, man. He caught this,
What a
I like,
throw.
yeah, man. What a
What
play.
a throw.
Cedric
Yeah,
maybe had
man.
his best game as a Dolphin, arguably.
And I think because that's the case, you
Hmm.
I don't know if they're gonna rush. Obviously, you want to have Water on the field just because he presents such a
Yeah, he wants
mismatch
to
with
put up
his
points.
speed.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't be surprised if they allow Water to rest
yeah,
and get full health on his lower back, so
yeah,
he's at full strength when it comes to these later games, like against Jets and etc.
yeah.
We need full strength against those teams later down the road. So
I agree.
hey, Cedric, get ready, bro.
I call these next two plays the reason why Liam Eichenberg's got to go. 2 in the pistol. Smite's going to motion right in line. 2 receivers stacked to the left and 1 to the right. 21 personnel for Miami. Cover 2 pre-snap here for the Eagles. Ahmed's going to motion at the snap, which Eichenberg's going to mess up the timing of, and it's high, so Tua has to board clear, and it's a clear run play, and he has to slide and take the 3-yard loss as there's no route. Look at the only route over the middle. He's not even looking because it's a run play. Can't have this on key drives and key moments. You just can't have it. And it gets even worse on the next play on 2nd and 13. Eichenberg snaps it into the ground, but look at Tua play off that bounce on the turf, and he gets it quickly to Waddle on the in route for a 5-yard gain. But I'll show you why. Again, this matters. Watch Cedric Wilson Jr. He's going to have Cedric Wilson Jr. on a post for a big play. Julian Hill on the wheel for a big play. But Eichenberg, look at on the left side. Look at all this stuff opening up. And the stuff over the middle. Look at the middle of the field opening up. Look at the left side opening up. And Eichenberg messed it all up. And you can't have this in key situations, in key moments, man.
Yeah,
back to back.
You can just credit that to Eichenberg kind of feeling the pressure, like this is a must-score drive, so he has to be on his A game, and he just completely fell flat on his face when it came to just the simple things like snapping the football. But shout out to Tua, man, didn't panic. Saw that was okay, butt snap. Picked the football up, found the space, and just got the ball out accurately, man. That's what you're supposed to do if you're Tua, man. So
yeah, but now because of the misreads, it all culminates to this 3rd and 8 after 2 straight Eichenberg mishaps. Empty backfield for 2 in the gun, 3-by-2 receiver set, cover 3 for the Eagles. 2 is going to target Mostert on the wheel while Waddle is running a post corner in the same area, drawing Slay near that coverage area. And look, where's the call? Not on Slay, on Zach Cunningham.
Right,
what are we talking about here? Again, watch Zach Cunningham drop. He's not even going to turn his head to the ball. He's going to play the body. And look where the ball's not even there yet. And look at Zach Cunningham's arm across Raheem Mostert. Raheem can't, sure, was it back shoulder underthrown a little bit? Maybe, but he can't even come back to the football right now. Look at that. It's blatant. It's right there. And the ref's there again.
Yeah, man.
Again, no call, and this makes the interception, and this shouldn't have stood up.
Yeah, it's a miss. At the very least, it's supposed to be defensive holding, like you were saying earlier. This is at minimum
a defensive holding. At most, this is a pass interference.
PI,
what I've been saying since the day it happened.
Yeah, and I'll be.
Was I not right?
No, 100%. 100%. That's what it is.
Look at this. No, look at this. Look at this. Okay, so this was okay. So just so everyone knows, this was a DPI, right? We can agree on that. All right, or a hold, whatever. This is a penalty, a DPI, whatever, right? Okay, so this is play 33. All right, on what play 20? Past play 28. So 5 pass plays before that is when Tyreek got mugged over the middle of the field on a slant.
Yeah.
So we're talking about in a span of 5 pass plays, we've had 2 clear DPIs, none of which have been called.
It's almost as if the referees were watching the game as fans instead of, reffing when the Miami Dolphins offense was on the field. They were more intrigued with how we run our offense than actually calling the game. It felt like it. So yeah, man, just a missed call. But I will say too, reason Jalen Waddle, right? That was a dig and go, right? Starter go looked like in and up. I think per down and distance, this was a third down, by the way. Man, don't do a double move on that play. I mean, right? If you know Mostert is gonna do that wheel route up the side, man,
I'll do you one better on what I
straight
said.
in. Mm-hmm.
Check this out. All right. The Cedric Wilson non-PI was past play 26. The non-call on Tyreek over the middle that we even showed the picture of, okay, that was past play 28. We are now, right now, on past play 33. So that's 3 DPIs in a matter of 7 plays. 3
No call
in 7 plays, almost at a 50% clip, and they're getting away with it. We don't even get 1 call.
Yeah.
Stop this right
man.
now. Stop this right now. The fix was clearly in. I don't care what anyone wants to tell me. This is unbelievable. The fix was in.
Was in.
All right.
But I'm gonna say though, man, in Jalen Waddle's case, I wish they would have stuck with the play concept of him just sticking to that dig route, because that might have come open, by the way, if Tua had a chance to read that first. Yeah. But clearly both routes were in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Should have been a pass interference, but Slay made the play on the football.
Should have been 3 pass interference in a matter of 7 plays. At least 1. Unbelievable. So now it's 31-17 after the Eagles offense capitalized on a turnover that shouldn't even have counted. 2 in the gun, Ahmed to his right, 2 wide receivers split wide left, 2 receivers stacked to the right. 11 personnel for Miami, quarters for the Eagles. Bears is going to motion to the left, then back to the right. 2 is going to hit Waddle on the in route for a quick and easy 8-yard gain. Hill's going to clear out the space with his vertical route, and that'll open it up right there. Look at that. Good design there. Easy 8 yards, but I mean, we all know where we're at right now. It's too little, too late. And it's not going to get any better from here. You know what I mean? So enjoy this completion while it stands, because on the very next play, we're about to get into 2nd and 2 now. You're going to have Tua in the gun here with Ahmed to his left, 2x2 receiver set, 11 personnel, cover 6-4-2 for Philly. Both tackles are going to get put on skates here for the Dolphins. Tua is going to be forced up into the pocket where Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis are going to get off their blocks, stop Tua from getting into a lot of open space. Look at that space. They're going to stop him from getting into that space, and they're going to sack him for a 2-yard loss.
Truthfully, man, this was just excellent coverage, too, on the back end by Philadelphia.
Look at the space that could have got up and out, man. Damn, if you would have had good linemen that you could get up into that.
Yeah. But obviously, Tua is always going to want to throw the football, but there's always has to be a level of understanding that when everything is covered, because that was perfect coverage by
there was
Philly.
No hole. Look at it, how small you would have had to make yourself to go up that hole. He wasn't about to do that.
No, but what I'm saying is in the drop step and in the reads while he's doing the drop step, when you can clearly see the defense is about to cover all of your routes, that's when the eyes can eventually come down. And instead of just hopping in the pocket, you're bringing the football down and you're taking off straight up the middle. You know what I mean? Like right here. Oh, nothing's open. Take off.
There was nowhere to go though when you took off.
It
was all collapsing in on you.
It was. But what I'm saying is when you see the defense's coverage,
where are you going? Because now, if you
it's covered.
I know, but I'm saying, where are you going? You try to go up to the left. Cotton didn't win that battle.
Oh, you mean like Lamb or?
Yeah, there's nowhere. That's dead in the water. That play was dead in the water because of the offensive line. 3rd and 4 after the sack. 2 in the gun, empty backfield. 3x2 set. Cover 3 for the Eagles. Sweat's gonna beat Lamb inside with a delayed. Watch this. He's gonna use like a delayed Euro step. And he's going to get inside. See? Inside.
That was nice.
Gets the Tua for a sack, 6-yard loss. I mean, that's just a good play by Josh Sweat. I mean, that delayed Euro step, what are you going to do right there, really, with that?
Lamb was just work. He was work. Yeah. There's nothing he can do.
Now, Tua's in the gun, empty backfield. Hill's going to motion to the right to make it a 1x4 set. Cover 2 for Philly. Tua's going to target Hill on the out route, and it's broken up for the incompletion. Basically seals the win. The only
This
other
is fourth down, right?
Yeah, this is fourth down. This is it. And the only other thing I really like here is Jeff Wilson on the chip and drag, or even Waddle on the deeper out was a better matchup for Tua, but he locked in on Tyree.
100%. And again, something he has to kind of grow out of, mature out of. He locks in on Tyreek Hill when he just needs a play to be made. But right there, like how you said at the top of the screen, Jalen Waddle, at the very least, give him a back shoulder or throw it up there to see if he can run it down and potentially catch a PI if anything else happens down the field. So, yeah,
Final
man.
thoughts on the film, brother? Everyone smash that like button, subscribe for new final thoughts on the film. What do you think?
Rough to watch because we can clearly see that the fix was in. We can clearly see the fix was in. But ultimately, man, I'm still proud of how the offense operated in such horrid conditions. Forget about the referees. I mean, you're on the road in one of the most hostile environments in the NFL when it comes to Philadelphia fans. You're in prime time. You're missing the entire left side of your offensive line. I thought Tua did exactly what he should have done under those circumstances, and he kept us afloat even to those last minutes when the PI for Raheem Mostert wasn't called. Like he was still keeping us in the game, and that's all you can ask for when it comes to these types of matchups and Dolphins showing up in these type of games. So I love the fact that the standard was upheld. But regardless the outcome, it's difficult to win games like this when you have like 8 key players missing on both sides of the football. The Philadelphia Eagles are too good as far as depth to depth on both sides of the football for us to not be at full strength to play against a team like this. But we still almost won. Outside of the referees.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, though, when it comes to this schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be back tomorrow night, 7:45, with Richmond Webb and Mr. Ballgame for the finish line. Make sure you tune in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Listen, it was a lot better than what the score, what the stat sheet would tell you with Tua. He was really good. He was on point. Interception that shouldn't even have stand. They got away 3 DPIs in a 7-play span. It was unreal. If they would have called the game down the line, we would have won even with all the injuries. Fins up, baby. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Have a good evening, everyone.